Hi students, welcome to our next session of our structure of atom. Till now we have discussed about what is spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum, properties of electromagnetic spectrum, types of electromagnetic spectrum and hydrogen spectrum and what are the drawbacks, Sommerfeld model, and how a respective element is going to exert its respective electromagnetic spectrum, that is emission spectrum. That's what we have discussed till now. If you would have understood that, it's good. If you have not understood also, it's even more good. Let's try to concentrate on this more, the quantum mechanical model, as more as we can, so that maximum number of questions or maximum number of concepts of which are going to helpful for understanding chemical bonding, and next lesson the classification of periodic table, and the further next lesson the 10th 12th lesson, that is carbonates compounds, are very much dependent now onwards. Okay, try to understand more here from here. After Bohr's atomic structure, as it is the Bohr explanation is not able to give the answer for why the spectra lines are able to view as a group of lines by observing them with a high resolution spectroscope. Sommerfeld tried to explain the model in order to give the answer for that one. Of course, he also failed to give the answer, where with the help of all the concepts which are proposed by the Bohr, some concepts which are proposed by the Bohr and concepts proposed by the Schrödinger, concept proposed by the Sommerfeld, the Schrödinger developed a new quantum mechanical model of an atom. Okay, before this, in order to develop the Schrödinger, the quantum mechanical model, the Max Planck, that is Max Carl Ernst Ludwig Planck, was the German theoretical physicist who originated quantum theory. He is the first one who is originated the quantum theory, which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1918. Okay, the main origination of quantum theory was proposed by Max Planck, but based on the theory, Erwin Schrödinger, based on the quantum theory and based on the proposals which are done by the Niels Bohr, based on the proposals which are being is suggested by the Sommerfeld, Erwin Schrödinger has developed the new concept of the concept of quantum mechanical model of an atom. Very important topic and very interesting one also. Let's try to understand. Okay, there exists, to define the quantum mechanical model in a proper manner, Schrödinger took the help of 4 quantum numbers. Actually, spin quantum, that also actually 3 we can call, and I am including the 4 quantum numbers. But the first one is the principal quantum number. First one is the principal quantum number. The second one, the angular momentum quantum number. Second one is the angular momentum quantum number. Third one is magnetic quantum number. Where as the fourth one, spin quantum number. Every quantum number is referred or denoted by respective letters. That is, principal quantum number is denoted by n, angular momentum quantum number is denoted by small l, and magnetic quantum number is denoted by small m and subscript L, and spin quantum number is denoted by m subscript s, ms. This is m subscript L, this is m subscript s. These are the four quantum numbers which are pretty much useful in order to understand the concept of this quantum mechanical theory. What does this theory suggest, or how this theory works? That's what we are going to see now. What does this theory explain is, according to the Bohr, atom is in the shape of a sphere. Atom is in the shape of a sphere, and positive charge is located at the center, and electrons are revolving in the fixed energy levels was the proposal by the Bohr. But as if it is going to revolve in, as it is going to revolve in a fixed path, there should be a chance of, or there should be a method of finding where exactly the electron is. But theoretically, practically, it is not able to locate the exact location of the electron, because in order to see this much small, there should be a light which is focusing on the atom. If we focus the wavelength, the light wavelength can disturb the flow of electron, where there is a chance of not able to find the location of the electron. So what the suggestion, what the Schrödinger suggested that according to his theory, instead of assuming the electron is revolving in a fixed orbitals, he said that the electron is revolving in a specific region, around this nucleus. In this region only the electron is going to revolve. That is, he stopped the tendency of assuming the electron is revolving in a fixed path, and he said that the electron is revolving in a particular region. That means this region possesses the maximum possibility of finding the electron in that space. Okay, this space, referring to the space, is with the K shell, that is the first shell. Reference is the same, the K shell, with this reference of this space is referred by n is equal to 1, which is a K shell. But the thing is that instead of assuming as a fixed path, we have to assume as it's a region where there is a maximum probability of revolving the electron around this nucleus. Okay, I hope you understood. The region, of course, don't concern about the figure much. The electrons are assumed to revolve in a region around the nucleus. Okay, that region has the maximum probability of finding the electron, which in this region where it is revolving around the nucleus, and this region is referred by again K, where it has a reference number with the principal quantum number where n is equal to 1. That means if I say n is equal to 1, it is the main region, main shell, main space that what I am going to concern is. Okay, where n is equal to 1, I have this space, this region, concern of this region where it is called as first shell or first energy level or first orbit. Okay, now this is the first orbit reference where which is denoted by K, capital K, and n is equal to 1. For every region there exists for a region based on the quantum number, there exists some subshells that we call, that subshells consist of that. To know how many number of subshells a region contain, or a orbit contain, or a shell contain, that is can be obtained by the angular momentum quantum number. What does it mean? For example, I have a K shell. For this K shell, n is equal to 1. Try to understand. For this K shell, the principal quantum number which is giving the reference to the main region of the space around the nucleus, that is first shell region reference, which is K. For that reference, that n value, principal quantum number value is n, where I am able to get the maximum possibility. Finding the maximum possibility, probability of finding the electron is more here. Okay, for this I want to know how many number of subshells are present for that shell, K shell region. Okay, how to know? We have a notation or we have a calculation with the range reference as 0 to n minus 1. Range reference from 0 to n minus 1, that is 0 to n is here 1 in this case, that is 1 minus 1, that is 0 to 0. That is 0 to 0 will be only 1 0. Don't think that 0, as we got 0, there is no subshell. This, as we have one value, that is one value, that 0, it shows that there exists one subshell for this region where that is referred by L is equal to 0. 0, don't think that the number of subshells are 0. The 0, take the 0 as a value, as there exists one value. There is a probability, there is a chance of getting one value, that the value is 0. That means there exists one subshell which is referred by L is equal to 0. It is L is equal to 0 is the subshell. One subshell, it shows there exists one subshell with L value where it is the angular momentum quantum number. The angular momentum quantum number 0 shows there exists one subshell for the main shell or the main region N is equal to 1, K. Okay, how to refer this? Reference is with the angular momentum quantum number, but it is denoted by small s. Same likewise. Okay, reference is with the principal quantum number n is equal to 1, but it is denoted by k. In the same way, the reference is with the angular momentum quantum number for that subshell with n is equal to 0, but it is denoted by small s. Okay, I hope you understood. If not, we'll take one more session, one more example here. Very much important. Try to understand. 100% you will get the knowledge. Okay. Listen carefully. For second shell L, that is n is equal to 2. Second shell is L. That is second region is L, shell or energy level, where that is referred by the principal quantum number n is equal to 2. Now I want to calculate or determine how many number of subshells are present in that second region. How many number of subshells are present in that region that I want to calculate. How to do that? So we are using the range reference, that is 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. When I say 0 to n minus 1 here, it is 0 to n, in this case is 2 minus 1, that is 0 to 1, that is we have 0 and 1. There are two values, as we have two values, that there is a chance of getting L is equal to 0 and we have the chance of getting L is equal to 1. This is the this is the angular momentum quantum number which gives the reference for a subshell, where whenever we have L is equal to 0, that should be denoted by small s. Yes, and whenever the reference value of L as 1, it is denoted by P. Okay. L is equal to 0, small s, and if L is equal to 1, it is denoted by P. Okay. That means for k, n value is equal to 1, there exists one subshell that is equal to, is referred by L is equal to 0 and denoted by small s. And for second shell, the n value is equal to 2. That means there exist two subshells where which is referred by L is equal to 0 and L is equal to 1, and which is denoted by small s and small p. Now for example, if I take m value, the reference is n is equal to 3. For reference n is equal to 3, if I take the reference, that reference value, again I want to know how many number of subshells. Now we will see for the m shell, that is third energy level. Okay, for the third energy level, n value is equal to 3. For that n value is equal to 3, how many subshells are going to present? Again we are going to take the reference of the range from 0 to n minus 1. That is 0 to n minus 1. That is 0 to 3 minus 1. That is 0 to 3 minus 1 will be 2. That means there exists 0, 1 and 2. There are 3 subshells. There are 3 subshells are going to be accommodated. There are 3 subshells are going to be present in the shell, in the main shell M. Okay, how that are referred by? How they are referred by? The angular momentum quantum number is L is equal to 0. They are referred by L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, and L is equal to 2. Then how they are denoted? That we know that if L is equal to 0, it is represented by S. If L is equal to 0, it is represented by S. If L is equal to 1, it is represented by P. If L is equal to 2, it should be denoted by, or it is represented by D. Okay. Now let's see what happens in the case of N shell. Okay. Very important discussion. Try to focus. For M shell, for N shell, this is K, N is equal to 1, L, N is equal to 2, M, N is equal to 3. For N shell, N is equal to 4. For M shell, how many number of subshells are present? That what we want to determine or fetch, okay, or calculate. For this we have region form. We are going to take the region, that is 0 to n minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, that is 0 to 4 minus 1, it is 3. That is, there exists 0, 1, 2 and 3. 0 to 3. 0 to 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. It is, that is L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, L is equal to 2 and L is equal to 3. Now already we have discussed, if L is equal to 0, the subshell which is referring with the angular momentum quantum number L value is 0, by which alphabet that we are going to represent, that is, yes, exactly. Okay, if L is equal to 1, by which alphabet or by what we will refer or denote? P. Fantastic. Okay, if it is L is equal to 2, if the L value is equal to 2, it is the reference of L is equal to 2 by the angular momentum quantum number is represented by, or it is denoted by small d, and if it is L is equal to 3, the angular momentum quantum number, if L is equal to 3, and it is denoted by small f. Simple. Try to go, if you go with the summary, for the first shell, the n value is equal to 1. As the n value is equal to 1, there exists one subshell where its L value is equal to 0, where that referred by L is equal to 0 and it is denoted by S. Okay, and for second shell, n is equal to 2. For second shell, we have n is equal to 2. That means there exists, for as based on n value, we can determine how many subshells are present. If one subshell where it is L is equal to 0. If there are 2 subshells, that is L is equal to 0 and L is equal to 1, which is referred by L is equal to 0, referred by L is equal to 1, is denoted by S and P. Okay. In the same way, for third shell, there are n is equal to 3. How many subshells will be present? 3, which are referred by L is equal to 0, that is S, L is equal to 1, that is P, L is equal to 2, that is D. Okay, 3, L is equal to 2, L is equal to 2, that is referred by D. Okay. Now, when I say n is equal to 4, there exists n is equal to 4, that shows that there exist 4 subshells for the n shell, that is referred by L is equal to 0, yes. L is equal to 1, that is P subshell, and L is equal to 2, that is D subshell. L is equal to 3, that is F subshell. Now, what is the shape of these subshells? That is how these subshells, that is S, P and D and F are oriented, how they are going to occupy the space in the, how they are organized or how they are oriented in this space, in the atomic space. That is also one topic, one special or important topic that you have to consider. That is, depending on the L is equal to L value, depending on the L value and its respect, there exists a respective shape which is going to refer to that subshell, okay, or the respective orientation of the subshell. That means in K shell that contains of L is equal to 0, and that K shell we have L is equal to 1. It possesses a subshell L is equal to 0, which is in a spherical shape. The subshell will be in the spherical shape. That means there exists a sphere here. Like this. This total sphere. Yes, whenever I say L is equal to 0, the total is referred by S here. Okay. I hope you understood this. The total in a sphere there exists. Nucleus is one more sphere. Upon the nucleus there is one more sphere here, where it is yes, L is equal to 0, it is yes subshell for the K shell. Okay, for L is equal to 2, L subshell, we have L is equal to 0, one more L is equal to 0, yes, and one we have P. Are you able to follow? For K first shell, we have a S subshell. For second shell also we have a S subshell and P subshell. How the S subshell is sphere? That means this, if I refer to first shell L subshell, L is equal to 0, first shell L subshell, there exists one more sphere upon the sphere, this region, sphere upon the sphere, this sphere, there is a sphere, first sphere, that is K shell, we have L is equal to 0, that is yes, K shell N is equal to 1, for K shell that is N is equal to 1, for K shell N is equal to 1, we have a subshell S which is referred by L is equal to 0, okay, that is for K shell we have one subshell S, that S is in the spherical shape. For L shell we have one more subshell S, okay, that also is in the spherical shape. So how to refer this K shell? This reference is K shell, that is first shell, this is the first shell. Which subshell is that? That is S subshell. First shell, and which is the subshell is denoted by first shell S subshell. Here if I want to refer this second sphere, that is second shell S subshell we have. That is 2S, that written as 2S, that is sphere upon a sphere region. This is the first subshell region, where that is first shell S subshell. The sphere upon a sphere is second shell S subshell. Now we have in second shell we have a P subshell. Okay, how they are oriented? Second shell P subshell, and how the third shell S subshell is sphere, and third shell P subshell how it is getting oriented, and how the D subshell is getting oriented, how the F subshell is getting oriented. That all we will discuss in next session. I hope you understood this session. Very important. Okay. Review is that if n is equal to 1, that many number of subshells are present. Okay. N is equal to 2, that many number of subshells are present. 2 subshells. L is equal to 0 and L is equal to 1. If n value is 3, that many number of subshells are present. 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0, 1, 2. 3 subshells are present. N is equal to 4, there are 4 subshells. 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 subshells are present. I hope they have understood. And S is represented or oriented in a spherical shape. S is oriented in a spherical shape. Okay, where the reference is L is equal to 0. S orientation of that is in a spherical shape, and this spherical shape S orientation subshell is referred by first shell S subshell. This is second shell, S subshell. How the second shell, P subshell will be, that we will discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.